Hello and welcome to the Monday Inspirational Pop Up. Hello to South Africa, my dear Bridget.
Hello, Julia. Hi, how you doing?
I'm very fine. I'm still in completely winter time and you're in summertime. Yeah. And so
Yep.
that's why we have the best subject of today, because also in these times, how to keep your mojo. You told me this new word. It's how to keep your spark, how to keep your dynamics, your energy, right?
It is, and it's interesting because when the word Mojo came up, and you said to me, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Is that a South African word, or so I need to do a bit of research on that." But Mojo, for me, I'm doing a theme in for my next month's newsletter, and it's all around finding your spark, finding your mojo. Because I think you can be so lucky and so privileged. You've got a home, you've got your health, you've got everything, and yet there's certain days and certain times and certain weeks and whatever where it's not that you're depressed, but you just don't have that boomba. You're just like, everything seems like a bit of a mission. Do you know that feeling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. So we learned so many new words here today, like Bumba, Mojo, and Spark. Yeah, it's all about Funken versprühen und deine Dynamik halten. Genau. Yeah, and how do you keep on your mojo?
So I would say, like with everything, and it's not just because I'm a complete health freak myself, but and your health number one for sure, your health and your mind. Because I think if you're healthy, as in you're eating well and sleeping well and doing physical activity and meditation, and if you're looking after your health and looking after your mind, because that's part of looking after your health, I
Mm.
think that is probably the first step to take, because your mind rules everything, and your health is a huge part of your being. As you and I were talking about before we started, you sometimes suffer from pain in your joints. You went to the
Mm.
kinesiologist, and they spoke to you about it, and but when you've got that pain, like that's not a nice feeling. It's very hard to feel excited about life when you're sitting and having a conversation and your joints and your back, and it's hard, because your mind's distracted on the pain, right?
Right. But I also realized when I had this time when I was really depressed and had really much more pain than today, yeah, it's also a sign of something that your mojo or your dynamics are not on the right balance or not on the right level. So it's for me more than a reminder to be healthy, to be kind to yourself, to not to stress too much, not to put too many dates or appointments in your calendar. It's a time to to relax a bit and see it and realize it.
Also, a good time to start small, but to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I agree there needs to be that time for rest for sure, but there also needs to be some kind of planning, because I think very often when I know there was a stage where I was spraining my ankle. This when I was doing, I mean, I'm still doing trail running most days, but at this point I was going through a stage of trail running a lot, spraining my ankle, breaking my ankle. I've spoken about it before. I actually fell on a rock. I smashed my face, knocked my tooth out, smashed my lip open. I've done all sorts of, things. And for me, that is definitely a sign, a bigger sign going, slow down.
Down.
So make a plan and make it small, but I think there needs to be some plan in place, some kind of structure.
Yeah, but it's always a nice time to reflect and to keep the focus on things you have and you want to create as well. Yeah, and then as you said, start small, do tiny baby steps, and try to check, is that working? Is that not working? And then where is your fire burning? I sometimes say, no? So what makes you really inspired? And then see which little sparkles can make it a fire. No? And this is also always good if you struggle a bit in life, and then yeah, just give yourself a sparkle every day of what you like, what you love, and this can also become a habit. No? So if you say like you doing sports or something for your health every day in tiny bits, can be 5 minutes, can be 10 minutes, no? And then have a good breakfast. Take time for your breakfast, and then have another ritual like meditation, or also calling your best friend and just say something nicely. It's always good to go into your energy.
Yeah, I mean, is there a habit that you've maybe brought in this year so far? Is there anything that you've
Not
brought in?
just in this year, but I realized that also for this kind of pain I sometimes have, and also for well-being every day, I when I wake up, I listen to a guided meditation. When I'm not, I just jump out of bed anymore. I just take my another 10-15 minutes. It's sometimes half sleeping, half awake, but it's yeah, it brings you in a good state and makes you grateful for the things you have. And it's another start in the day, you know? So I try to also do some gymnastics, but I don't do it every day. Yeah.
I think that habit. I mean, I've got into meditation, daily meditation practice. And what I do find is certain days, like I like to, as I wake up in the morning, I wake up early. I wake up at like 5. And I find that I do that first. Yeah, but I go to bed very early. So I find that I do that first thing in the morning for the first half an hour. But some days the Wi-Fi is not working, it can't get connected, or there's some kind of problem. And then because it's a habit, I will then wait and then I'll do it sometime in the day. I know I won't do it at night because it's probably just going to put me to sleep. And I want to be semi-conscious. I want to be in a relaxed state, but I also want to be present when I'm doing it. So then I'll find sort of a half an hour during the day where I will do that, because I think the habit, if you're doing it every day or you're doing it all the time, or however frequently you choose to do it, and it becomes a habit, then you don't think about it. It's just
Right.
part of the plan.
And also, I realized, I think some years ago, as of many years ago, I took this already. I listened to an interview of Tina Turner, and somebody asked her, "Why do you always look so nicely and well dressed and happy?" Yeah, and she said, "You are never too old to make you, yeah, make you a beautiful person or so, even if you are 80 or something." And I thought when I heard this, I liked it so much that she's always yeah, sparkling other people with inspiration and with her energy. And I sometimes unconsciously, but I took it over somehow, because I realized that some people ask me, "Oh, yeah, you're dressed so colorful, or you have a nice energy," and and when I go into the bathroom and I see myself, I say, "Yes. What do you want? What would you like today to wear, to dress, and so and to be happy, and to ask yourself what would be the best version what you like to be today." Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is also a kind of a habit. I don't think about it anymore, but I realize that it has an effect on other people.
It has the same effect as in the certain people you'll speak to, even about the COVID, and you'll speak to certain people and you'll say what you're feeling about it, and they'll be quite pragmatic and they'll go, things happen and whatever happens and what is, and then you'll have somebody else who'll go, oh my gosh, oh no, and suddenly it's the end of the world, and you'll often find that that mindset is the same, whichever way it is, with everything, but whether it's in work or in anything. So, yeah, the mindset is very powerful because that will play out in everything that you do.
Right. And that's all also what we do when we do our program Find Your Vision, that we bring people into their positive mindset, and that they do baby steps into the direction of their vision and whatever the business model is, yeah, but we try to do it and then check it, test it, reframe it, and this is always such a wonderful and magical work we do together, right?
Is and also just to remember that all of this is work. Like none of this just happens. It all requires a certain amount of commitment and a certain amount of work if you want what you want, whatever that is.
If it would be easy, or if it is easy, everybody would do it. I remember this phase, yeah. So we invite everybody to join us for the Find Your Vision, a group coaching program, and for the master, also it's a mastermind. And if you want to join as well as other people did already, we are happy to welcome you.
Mm.
See you next week, my dear Bridget.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.